Imagine you're that guy. You're lying in bed, randomly typing country names into Google Flights, checking ticket prices because you know that once the pandemic is over, you'll travel the world to see and experience things you never have before. But then it hits you. I don't have any money. If you've ever been in this situation, you're not alone. For most of my life, I noticed that no matter how much I earned per hour from any of my odd jobs, by the end of the month, I was always broke. It was as if someone had plugged a giant vacuum into my bank account, slowly draining it until, a week before payday, I'd find myself surviving on instant noodles and eggs. But then, I realized something. The reason I was broke wasn't some external force. The problem was me. I had fallen victim to three of the most common financial mistakes that most people make. And if you don't fix these three things, you'll probably find yourself in the same situation. But if you do fix them, you'll notice that at the end of the month, your wallet will be a little heavier and your belly a little fuller. I said belly again. I hate that word. So, mistake number 1, lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when you start earning more money and, as a result, start spending more money. You think to yourself, hell yeah, I'm making $300 more per month now. I can afford a Disney Plus subscription, those Nike Air Force Ones, and a night out at the pub with Jim and Randy. Lifestyle inflation is rooted in a weird misconception. Rich people have nice things, and since I'm earning a little more now, I'm getting richer, so I should buy nice things like rich people. But deep down, you already know the truth. Rich people are rich because they have money. If you spend that money, you won't have it anymore. But you probably already know this. I'm not saying anything new. By the way, on my personal channel, I shared how much money I made from this translation and dubbing channel. If you're curious, the link is in the description below. Moving on. So, how do you fix this problem? First, awareness. You need to understand a concept called the hedonic treadmill. The hedonic treadmill is a metaphor for the idea that a person's level of happiness tends to return to its original baseline, no matter how much good or bad luck they experience. So basically, you can spend money on the most luxurious and ridiculous things in life, and if you suddenly made millions or even billions of dollars, you'd always find new things to spend it on. And those things might be amazing, sure, but after a few days or weeks, you'll just go back to your normal level of happiness. So, if you want to escape lifestyle inflation and the never-ending urge to buy things, start by paying attention to the hedonic treadmill. And the next step is to fix mistake number 2. Not paying yourself first. Since you're so good at spending every cent you earn, you need a protective mechanism, something that ensures you're covered even in the toughest times. And that means paying yourself first. Every month, you pay your internet provider, your mobile carrier, Disney, Apple. You hand over your hard-earned money like it's some kind of giveaway day. But you'll never get rich if you don't pay yourself. Give yourself a cut of your own income. Why should everyone else get it? Almost everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can live on 90% of their income. If you found out that next month, instead of making $3,000, you'd only earn $2,700, you'd figure out how to survive. You'd skip the lattes, cut down on some expenses. This happens to people all the time. They find out they'll earn less, and somehow they make it work. So start treating your income like it's already 90% of what you actually earn. Spend that 90% however you like, but set aside the other 10% for yourself. I'll talk more about investing at the end of the video, but if you're still not saving at least 10% of your income, then your wealth isn't growing, and your situation won't improve. Speaking of finances, if you're in debt, and I know many of you probably are, I was too, thanks to college, one of the best debt repayment techniques I've ever heard of is the debt snowball method. made famous by Dave Ramsey. The idea is simple. Pay off your smallest debts first. Maybe it's a small credit card balance. Then move on to a bigger credit card, then your car loan. This goes against the common advice that says you should pay off debts with the highest interest rates first. And while that's mathematically correct, most people don't actually do it. People don't get into debt because they're math geniuses. They get into debt because they make impulsive financial decisions based on emotions. So you need to use your emotions to your advantage. Paying off small debts first gives you motivation to keep going. Then you move on to the next, and the next, until you build momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill. But you can't do this if you're only making minimum payments on everything while spending the rest of your money. Take that 10% and use it to get yourself out of trouble. And mistake number 3, falling into consumer traps. These can be extremely sneaky. Imagine you're going about your day. You go to work, then hit the gym like a responsible, strong individual. You come home, open your laptop, and hop on YouTube. And then your favorite tech reviewer pops up. The brand new 10-inch iPad is here. By the end of the video, they say, "Now is the perfect time to buy the iPad. It's amazing. It's better than the last one. You should go get one right now." So, of course, you Google Apple iPad. Add it to your cart and think, well, I have an extra $300 this month, and the iPad costs exactly $300. Let's do it. You buy it, step away from your laptop, and try to pretend you didn't just spend that money. You ignore the guilt and focus on how nice it feels. But here's something most people don't realize. You didn't think about an iPad all day. You were fine. You didn't need an iPad. If you hadn't watched that YouTube video, you would have gone to sleep and been $300 richer. That's marketing. That's a consumer trap. It's like a trail of cheese leading you straight to spending money. In my life, the biggest consumer trap I've ever fallen into is camera gear. My brain convinces me, I'm a YouTuber, I love video, I need to stay up to date with the latest equipment. But every time I fall for this mindset, I make fewer videos. And if I've learned anything from my YouTube journey, it's that success comes from creating more, not consuming more. So don't fall into lifestyle inflation. Pay yourself first. And eliminate consumer traps. Do this, and you'll suddenly find yourself with a lot more extra money. By the way, if you want to learn not just how to save money, but also how to grow it, check out the free masterclass linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.